I am recovering from the worst thing ever. Forgive me, everybody. Okay. Oh, my lord. Okay. That's a sticky situation. Oh my god, where was I? I don't want to do this. Okay. We're at number 4. I'm just gonna power. I'm gonna power through this one, and then we're gonna do 1 and the epilogue, which I'm assuming there is, because why wouldn't there be? Okay. Number 4. The Servant from Heart of Darkness. Again, I don't know who this is. Let me... Darkness. This individual has interesting taste. I'm just gonna go on. Sadly, I was unable to find any really good images of this guy online. Me too. However, I still have the exact same magazine ad I first saw him in, and I already scanned it into PhotoBucket, so I'm just gonna provide my own link here. He's been providing links of, like, fan art, just, like, his favorite images of the characters that he's listed so far. There's one here. Let me... just out of curiosity. Yeah, I don't really see it. Anyway. So... you know, it's amazing what this schlubby guy has done to me. He appears in an ad for an old PS1 platformer in which he's a minion, and just like that, he becomes my biggest middle school crush. I mean, seriously, I had an unhealthy obsession with this guy. I mean, even unhealthier than the ones I've shown so far. I constantly envisioned myself turning into him, even going as far as to draw a transformation sequence in which I did just that. I wanted to be him. Man, I have such a twisted mind. So, what is it about the Servant that does it for me? Well, remember what I said earlier in the list about the combination of human and primal elements? His body is just that. With the exception of his head, his body seems to have some accurate, human-like proportions, and he's even got hands and feet like a human's. But there's a monster element here too, of course. For example, in the skin color. Another pinky! I seem to have a thing for the color pink as the skin color of non-effeminate males. And also in the reduced number of fingers and toes. Not to mention the fact that he's, of course, naked. Speaking of monster nudity, it seems to show off features that the Servant is obviously lacking. So why is that showing off when there's barely anything there? Imagination. One of the things that got me right away was that he had no junk at all, and I assumed the rear was blank too. But that never stopped my dirty mind from using its imagination there. Plus, it all looks so smooth. He's drooling again, and then he puts a towel to his mouth. See? I learned from the last pink monster guy. Also, if you look real close, you can see hints of a belly button and man boobs on him. Again, imagination and smoothness. Speaking of smoothness, just look at how that body glistens like a freshly waxed car. It just makes me imagine feeling him up even more. Edward Cullen's sparkly pixie vampire skin has nothing on the Servant's waxed smooth skin. And of course, the belly. Now, the belly here is more pill-shaped than commonly round, but it still works. Still looks squeezable. And then we have the head. Sure, he looks pretty goofy, but the cartoony nature portrayed here just adds an exoticism to the rest of his bod. Oh yeah, and I will forever have a thing for that tube nose. Good. If you're gay and weird... If you're gay and weird, feel free to use your imagination there. No thanks, I'm good. The Servant may just be a big goof, but his bod combines human and monster qualities that go great together. Oh yeah, and it's also worth mentioning that he pretty much single-handedly gives me the initial inspiration for my story series. Ben in Monster World. How'd he do that? Magic. monstrous magic. This is so painful. This is so painful. Okay, I don't know the rest of these at all. So smash or pass on this guy. Pass, really truly, he looks like a problem. Okay, number 3, a monster from A Visit to Uncle Psycho and Embrace Your Inner Child. Let's check out the links for this individual before. I just want to get an idea of who this is. This guy is... Ew. Oh. This is very interesting. Okay, he looks like a Spyro enemy. I really should be ashamed of including this entry, more than any of the others on this list. I'm sorry, but these little animations done by DigiPen students are great and wonderfully animated, and they do deserve some recognition. No offense to those talented student teams at all, but the animation might be too good, because I use the first video mentioned as porn for myself. I really do. I watch it whenever I want to get horny. I've even went as far as to create a super slow version of it for myself and capture screen captures of almost every shot. Why would I go as far as I did with this? What is it about this video that makes me all hot and horny? Well, I'll tell you why. All the reasons. For one thing, both animations are about a transformation of an ordinary human guy into this rotund monster. All of Uncle Psycho is about the victim getting transformed, looking over his transformed state and then embracing it in all its glory. I guess it just turns me on looking at him looking over every single detail of his new monster bod. And the monster form itself, good God. Round belly and butt, legs that are a cross between human and animal, hints of a belly button and moobs, the cute hairstyle, the cartoony ape-like face and frog-like eyes. To me, hot enough by itself. But then the animation of him. Oh, the animation. Come on, don't do this to me. Not in the middle of a top 10 list. About that animation. Every frame of animation on the monster is so detailed. He moves so fluidly, it's scary. The way his hair moves, the way his limbs move, the cute ways his eyes move. Not to mention how he looks down on his belly and then feels it up, and then how he feels his face. Makes me want to do the same to him. And that dance. Good God, that dance. The way he busts a move and... Oh God, and even the way he shakes his ass right at the camera. Yes, he shakes his ass. Sorry. So there you have it. Call me a big freak for my monster fetish, but I just can't help myself. Especially here. The monster created by Uncle Psycho? Psycho, you evil, twisted bastard. Okay. Now that I got all those confessions out of the way, let's continue with the last 2 entries on the countdown.